Hi, I'm Jessie Budzinski. I'm the Assistant Department Chair for the Human Services Department, and I'm here today with Nikia Prude, who is one of our Human Services students, and she has agreed to share some of her journey with us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So if you would just tell us the degree that you're working on and how close to graduation you are.
I am working on my master. Well, I've completed my Master of Science in Human Services, Family and Community Services, and I graduate October 5th of this year.
Oh, that's so exciting. So soon.
Yes.
Do you plan to go to graduation?
Yes, I do. I already have all of my information. My hotel information has already been booked and all of that. So
That's
I'm on
awesome.
there.
That's awesome. It is an incredible experience. I went about a year ago and it was amazing. So I hope you enjoy all of it.
Yes, I'm sure I will.
Yeah, that's just great. So, what would you like to share with us about your educational journey?
I would say my educational journey. First, I want to just say shout out to all of my professors that I had because they were awesome.
Right.
Was there a time that I had a professor that said that they couldn't talk or that they did not make themselves available for me? So that portion of it was, but my journey itself has been a struggle. I had a
Mhm.
lot of health issues this year that landed me in the hospital, several times. But I still just kept on. I was consistent. I knew that the journey that I wanted to take in the first place to come back as I like to call it later learning
Yes.
student,
Yep.
um, and so I basically wanted to make sure that I kept in mind my vision that I had in my head and what I set out to accomplish. So I didn't let that stand in my way. I just kept on going. And I even sometimes did my work from my hospital bed. And my
Oh, wow.
professors were not excited about that. They said, I have to get on seminar. It was not that serious. But I I knew what I wanted to do. And I was just consistent the whole entire um,
Yeah.
no matter that I had those health issues or not, I still continue to just keep on persevering.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually was just going to ask you, what do you think it was that helped you to persevere and to persist through all of that?
It was my husband,
Mm,
very supportive, continue to tell me, rest when you need to rest, give yourself some grace.
yep.
Um, so know what you set out to do. And I was just able to lean on him. And I am so
That's
thankful to
great.
be able to do that. So
That's great.
kept me going and motivated.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Having like one key support person is huge for our student, well, for everybody, but for when you're juggling so many things and going to school, having a support person is huge. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So how did you find PG? What led you to us?
So I actually, before PG became PG, it was Kaplan.
Yep.
And so I have a degree, I hold a degree, a bachelor's degree
Okay.
in education
Great.
through Kaplan. And so I decided once they switched over and everything, because that had been like 4 or 5 years since I had even, I said, well, I don't even know if I want to go back or not.
Yep.
But when they became PG, I said, maybe it's high time for jobs that I was seeking that I really was not able to get because I didn't have that background. I needed
Right.
a so I said, it's time to pull up my bootstrings and I'm going back. I'm gonna
That's
go
awesome.
back, try this. And I, ended up switching positions. So I was a teacher
Okay.
for many years. And so, of course, when the pandemic hit, I decided to pretty much end.
Hmm.
Was very, very hard. It was very rough on me. It was rough on my students. And I just thought that maybe a career change would be in the best interest for myself and for my family. And so
Yeah.
that's decided I got to looking into a lot of things that I wanted to do, things that I'm currently doing at my job. And I said,
Yep.
well, in services, this is perfect. This would be perfect to go back. And this is the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you hoping to do, or have you already found the new position?
So I am going to stay with my current, agency that I'm currently working for. I've been there
Okay.
for about 6 years. But I am looking to possibly get a new position in the company, um, doing the human service work, the things that that I worked so hard for to get this degree, and doing the work that I'm already doing, basically. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just waiting on the interview, and fingers crossed that happens. And if not, that's okay. I'll continue to still look for things in the company.
Okay. That's exciting. That's really exciting. Did you have a favorite course during your time in the master's program?
I did. I had a few, but the one that I will settle on is the advocacy for children and families. Um, that was my favorite because it really dived into what my role is, what I do. I don't do enough of it because I don't work with a certain population of people, far as families and just children. Sometimes I just work with just female. But I will be diving into working with families, and it really taught us how to advocate for our families. Like, it really got into that portion of it, and it was just so interesting, and how I can still support the families when I start working with them. So
Mm,
I'm excited about that. But that was one of my favorite courses.
that's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about what your role is currently that you're doing?
So I am a life coach and an employment coordinator.
Okay.
With that, I help I call them my residents. Some people call them clients, but I call them my residents, because we are centered around residents. And so what I do with them is I help them set goals, whether it be long-term or short-term goals. We go over a plan, which is like a transitional plan. What does it look like for you once the grant, because we are under a grant. So, grants only last so long.
Right.
And we're coming up on, this grant will be ending April of 2025. And
Okay.
go over those plans of what is it going to look like? What is your rent going to look like? Because I work for a housing authority.
Yep.
So want to make sure that you're going to be able to sustain your rent. You are going to be able to hold down your job and be able to budget. We do financial coaching with them. Um,
That's great.
and we also do, a lot of goal setting for them. So I have like a goal sheet that I go over with them,
Yep.
and some need a little bit weekly. They need to see me weekly, and some only maybe once or twice a month, just depending on the person. But yeah, we definitely like to set those goals, get them financially geared to make sure to be okay, to budget and take care of all of their finances, because our portion of the grant was we helped with their rent. So if
Okay.
they're only paying a certain amount of rent and they weren't working at the time, they paid zero amount on their rent. And so
Mm,
that they would have whatever other funds that they're getting, they can bank that and save it. And
okay.
we serve over 200 people. And so with that, if they're able to save all of that, they can buy them a car if they like. They can buy them a house,
That's awesome.
so they won't have to depend on public housing. That's
Right.
our goal. We do not want them to be solely dependent on public housing. We want them to eventually be able to branch out to be homeowners, and we also do home ownership as well.
Okay. Okay. That's fantastic. I mean, that's such important work, and I can hear how passionate you are about it. I mean, that's the perfect, kind of alignment between what you're doing and the degree you just got. I mean, the skills that you've been working on, I'm sure, have helped with all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just great. So, do you have any other plans after graduation besides interviewing for potentially some other positions?
I just want to reset. I want to reset.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey. Days haven't been easy. Things haven't been easy. So I just want to reset myself,
Yep.
take it all in, just breathe it all in. Like, I did this. I
Yes. Yep.
I, you know, whew, although there's been days, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm going to be very transparent. There's days where I closed my computer and I said, I don't know about this. I think I just want to just go ahead and walk away and go back to my normal, my normal. But, I just remembered in my head, you signed up for this for a reason, and you're going to do it. And I could hear my mother in my head, because my mother
Mm.
passed away in 2020 during the
Oh, I'm
pandemic.
sorry.
Thank you. And I just remember her saying in my head, you can do this.
Mm.
You're gonna do it. And I know you're gonna do it. And you're gonna, just like I with my bachelor's degree. I doubted myself so many times. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
do this. I don't know, and she said, you can, you absolutely can, and you will. She said, we are not quitters, and we're gonna keep continuing on. So all I could do was hear her in my head.
Yeah, yep.
Continued on. I just continued, you know, going on to what I want to do. So
Yeah, I love that. And I'm sure this hopefully has shown you how strong you are. I feel like challenges really help us to be more aware of,
mhm.
wow, I can do this. This was really hard and I did it anyway.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I feel like you're a great example of that. So thank you for sharing all of that with us.
problem.
Do you have any advice, like if there was a student who's just starting in one of our programs, any advice for incoming students?
I would say give yourself some grace at all times. Don't beat yourself up. Things are going to come up. Life, as I like to say, life is lifing, and
Mhm.
happen. Lean on your support system. If you have a support system, lean on them. Don't think that you can do it all by yourself, because there's going to be times are going to be overwhelming, and that happens. We are human. But lean on your support system if you have one. Never give up. Remember what your goal was. Remember what you began this journey for, and continue to, talk to other people, talk to friends, whoever you need to talk to, and get their perspective on things. But most of all, what I really, really want to tell students is that make sure that you're taking time for yourself, and giving yourself some self-care, whatever that might look like. For someone like me, it's going and getting my nails done, and making sure I'm getting my pedicures. That's
Yep.
what it means. Others, it might be walking or reading a book, or whatever. But making sure self-care is the best care. So
Yep.
the time to do that, and I promise you, you will get to the end of the rainbow.
Yes. That's such great advice from a graduate. Really, just within a month, you're going to be graduating. So that is fantastic advice to share with students. Is there anything else that you want to share that I haven't asked about?
I think that is it. I just wish everybody the best of luck that, joins PG. They will not be disappointed. It is an amazing, amazing school. Like I said, I had amazing professors that were just awesome. Um, didn't have one that I had one single problem with.
Oh,
And
that's great.
so I'm just really, really excited, and for the next class that's going to be coming in, and I wish them the best.
Thank you so much.